The Las Vegas Raiders have entered a new phase. With a wave of fresh talent joining the team, something special is building, and it's happening right now at OTAs. Quietly, behind the scenes, something is shifting. The work is starting. The energy is rising. But not everything is visible at first glance. Players aren't in pads yet. There are no real collisions, no tackles, no full contact moments. So what can we see? What's really happening on that field? Stick around, because some of the early signs coming out of Raiders camp are impossible to ignore. The story begins. Malcolm Kun is back. Let's talk about one of the most important names you'll be hearing a lot this season. Malcolm Kun, the edge rusher, is back on the field at OTAs. And while these practices aren't full contact and players aren't wearing pads, just seeing Kun moving around again is a big deal. This is the same guy who tore his ACL right before last season began. He was supposed to be one of the Raiders' breakout stars. And for a moment in late 2023, we got a taste of what he could become. When Antonio Pierce took over as interim head coach, Kun finally got a chance to start. And what happened next? The Raiders' defense exploded. They became one of the most feared units in the league during the second half of that season. And Kun was a major reason why. He attacked offenses with relentless speed and power. He made quarterbacks uncomfortable. And he drew double teams constantly, opening up plays for his teammates. Before we get to more breaking Raiders news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. This is where real Raiders fans stay informed, and we're just getting started. Let's move on now. Even though these practices are limited, there are signs. Coaches and insiders are watching closely. And when it comes to a player like Kun, just being on the field again is a signal. He's ahead of schedule. He's motivated. And he knows he has something to prove. This isn't just about recovery. This is about redemption. And for the Raiders, it might be the beginning of something truly dangerous on defense. Max Crosby and Malcolm Kun, deadly duo in the making. While Malcolm Kun was forcing quarterbacks to panic, his teammate Max Crosby and defensive lineman Adam Butler were facing extra attention from offensive lines. Opponents tried to slow them down, sending double teams, chips, and extra blockers their way. But that only opened the door for Kun to shine. And shine he did. In the second half of the last season, Kun exploded for 8 sacks, and they weren't just any sacks. He stepped up when it mattered most, against division rivals. He took down the Chargers' top lineman Rashawn Slater twice. He brought down Patrick Mahomes twice. He got to the Broncos as well. These were statement games. And Kun delivered. With Crosby wreaking havoc on one side and Kun heating up on the other, the Raiders' pass rush is becoming something teams will dread facing. Darien Porter, the new lockdown project. Let's switch to a name you might not know yet, but should. Darien Porter. The Raiders drafted him in the 3rd round of the 2025 NFL Draft, and he brings a combination of size, speed, and potential that can't be ignored. Forget the exaggerated reports. He's not 6 feet 4 inches, but he's close. He stands just under 6 feet 3 inches, weighs 195 pounds, and runs a blazing 4.3-second 40-yard dash. His arms are over 33 inches long, perfect traits for a pressman cornerback. Here's what's exciting. Porter only started at cornerback for 1 season in college. He used to play wide receiver before making the switch, but in that 1 season as a full-time corner, he didn't allow a single touchdown. He mainly played zone coverage, and while he didn't always get physical in man-to-man situations, he showed incredible movement and shadowed receivers effortlessly. Now, in OTAs, he's getting real reps in man coverage, and early reports are promising. His recovery speed, exactly what scouts expected, blazing. His instincts, surprising for a player so new to the position. There's a lot of raw talent in Darien Porter. If he works hard and develops under the Raiders' coaching staff, he could become a serious problem for opposing offenses in the near future. Ashton, Jeanty, a first-round threat in the backfield. When the Raiders used the number 6 overall pick in the draft on Ashton Jeanty, they didn't just select a running back, they made a statement. This wasn't about plugging a hole. This was about adding a weapon. And even without pads on, Jeanty is already turning heads. Running back is a position where you usually don't see the full picture until the hitting starts. But Jeanty, he's different. His teammates noticed it the moment he walked into the building. The man is built like a tank, strong, fast, explosive. Even Brock Bowers, last year's first-round pick, described Jeanty as rocked up, a physical beast. And that's not all. The speed, the quickness, the ability to change direction without slowing down, it's all on display. For a running back to go in the top 10, he has to bring more than just power. He needs to be dynamic, dangerous, and versatile. And Jeanty? He checks every box. In practice, he's not just taking handoffs. He's catching passes all over the field. Screens, checkdowns, even deeper routes. He's doing it all. That kind of flexibility makes life hard for defenses. The Raiders didn't just draft a runner, they drafted a game-changer. Jack Beck. Tough, loud, and fearless. Now let's talk about someone who could become the emotional spark of this Raiders offense. Jack Beck, wide receiver, taken in the second round of the 2025 draft. Beck plays with fire. He's intense, vocal, and leads with passion. The moment he steps onto the field, you feel his energy. He's the kind of player who's not afraid to talk, but more importantly, backs it up with his play. Route running, sharp, hands, reliable, attitude, unshakable. He's already earning respect from coaches and veterans for the way he approaches every snap. Beck doesn't take plays off. He reminds you of those old-school receivers who treated every game like a war, and that's what the Raiders need. Heart, toughness, and leadership from their young guys. The Raiders didn't just add talent this offseason. They added players with something to prove, guys with edge, hunger, and a will to win. And that's what makes this team so Jack Beck, sharp, tough, and ready to compete. When you watch Jack Beck run routes, it's not just about speed. It's about rhythm, timing, and control. He doesn't just make one sharp cut and call it a day. He stacks moves, sets up defenders, and stays one step ahead all the way through his route. Whether it's a quick slant or a deep post, Beck shows he can adjust and create separation. And it's not just the route running. Beck brings physicality too. He's not afraid to block in the run game, and he's already showing effort in that area during OTAs, even without pads. His hands, rock solid. The ball sticks when it hits his fingers. But here's the big question. Where does he fit? Veteran receiver Jacoby Myers had a clean season last year, not a single drop. He runs similar routes and brings reliability that's tough to beat. So what happens now, with Beck stepping in and looking like another tough, smart option? The competition is heating up, and that's exactly what this Raiders offense needs. Brock Bowers, the silent force. Then there's Brock Bowers, the tight end every Raiders fan is watching closely. He's not loud, he doesn't need to be. His game speaks for itself. Whether lined up next to the line or spread out wide, Bowers is going to be ready when the Raiders need a big play. His presence alone changes how defenses line up, and when the season starts, expect to see Bowers become a huge piece of the puzzle, especially in the red zone. Dante Thornton, a surprising steal. Now here's a name that could become one of the surprises of the 2025 draft, Dante Thornton. When the Raiders were on the clock in the 4th round, many expected Thornton to already be gone. At 6 feet 5 inches and over 200 pounds, with a 4.3-second 40-yard dash, his physical traits are off the charts. Guys with that kind of speed and size don't usually hang around until day 3. So why did he fall? It's a mystery. Because if you watched his college tape at both Oregon and Tennessee, you saw the flashes. Explosive plays, deep threats, yards after the catch. Now he's in silver and black, and early reports from OTAs say he's making plays. Big ones. And here's the best part. Veterans are taking notice. Jacoby Myers even admitted he didn't know much about Thornton at first. But now, he's impressed. He's seeing the tools, the footwork, the potential. The Raiders have built a receiver group that's tough, deep, and versatile. With players like Beck and Thornton stepping up already, this offense is starting to look dangerous from every angle. Dante Thornton. More than just speed. It's easy to look at Dante Thornton and just focus on the speed. But the Raiders see something more. A true receiver in the making. He's not just a straight-line sprinter. He knows how to find space, track the ball, and attack it with confidence. Veterans are already showing support. They're not just watching him. They're invested in his growth, excited to see what happens when the pads go on and the real hitting starts. Thornton will get his shot, and when he does, don't be surprised if he makes it count. Tommy Mallet, from QB to slot threat. When the Raiders picked Tommy Mallet in the 6th round, not many fans knew his name. It didn't last long. Mallet played quarterback in college, but now he's stepping into a brand new role, slot receiver, and early signs are very promising. He's got the tools, 4.39 second speed, 41-inch vertical solid frame at 5'11", 200 pounds. But more than the numbers, it's the flashes in practice that are making noise. Mallet is showing shiftiness in space, crisp cuts, and an ability to get open. On one play in OTAs, he shook his defender so badly the guy hit the ground. And yes, he caught the pass cleanly. This transition isn't easy. He's learning how to run routes, how to track the ball, how to be a receiver. And yet, he already looks like someone who could make a serious impact from the slot if he keeps growing. Quarterback. Watch. Smith finding his groove. Meanwhile, at quarterback, Smith continues to build chemistry with his weapons. Short throws to Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers are getting sharper. And when it's time to go deep, Thornton and Trey Tucker are ready to stretch the field. The early work is showing steady progress. Smith is finding his rhythm, and that's a huge piece of the puzzle for this offense. Rookie lineman on the rise. Caleb Rogers. Here's something not many people expected. Caleb Rogers, the 3rd-round pick at guard, is already getting first-team reps in OTAs. He's lining up behind veteran Alex Kappa at right guard, and he's not just filling space, he's competing. Rogers looks strong, focused, and ready to challenge for real playing time. If this keeps up, the Raiders may have another rookie starter in the trenches. The bigger picture. With guys like Dante, Porter, Beck, Thornton, Mallet, and Rogers all flashing early signs of potential, and Malcolm Kun continuing to progress after injury, this rookie class might be the one that shifts the future of the franchise. The next stop? Minicamp. That's when the intensity ramps up and the real battles begin.